And before you know it, it's already Thursday. I don't know what I'm doing. It's actually Thursday. Yes, it is, good people. A very, very, very good morning to you and hope you're doing all right. It's 13 minutes after 6 o'clock and we're getting into the Situation Room for this Thursday morning. Yesterday, you were on holiday, marking Eid al-Adha. And here we are back today. Getting into things this morning. Karibuni sana. Thank you for being here today. Don't worry, things are just going to come together because he's seated and he's in pink. Mm-hmm. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Kofidi.
Uko salama? Very good.
Kila kitu kiko sawa. Mungu anasaidia.
Mungu anasaidia kabisa. You made it through Wednesday.
You made it through Wednesday.
And here we are on a new day. I'm fine, thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Welcome.
The weather is weathering. Yo.
Let me tell you this. Ooh. So now you know what? The thing has to behave itself. So I would like to let you know that the cooler weathers have actually kicked in. And you know, it just happens like one day.
Yeah.
Like one day you just wake up and like boom. And that's where we were. So it started to get a little bit cooler. But then I think now Kenya is going into what you would call the winter.
Yep. Our version of the winter.
Yes. Things have cooled down significantly and we're getting into it. So June, July, usually the cool months. And this is going to be combined, this is going to be coupled with rain for all intents and purposes. So you guys saddle up because the cold months are actually here for all intents and purposes. We'll see the sun peeking through every now and then. Amani Aila from Maisha the other day was asking, what's the word for sunrise? Or the sun is not, there was a word he used. It's so Swahili.
Kumechomoza.
Atupambazuki.
Kumepambazuka.
Yeah. So that's like
Hakupambazuki.
the sun is rising, right? Or something like that. So he was wondering why it's still dark even at this time.
Yeah. Hakupambazuki.
Tis the season.
Yep.
So either way, hiyo Kiswahili inatiririka.
Mtiririko Kiswahili.
Wait. Telling you I'm learning this language properly.
Proper.
EVE is here.
Is here.
Good morning, EVE. This is another day to remind you that the good people of Kenya have decided that no EVE, no voting. It's not me who said it's them who said that they want to see. They don't understand these things that they said, wallahi, they said if they don't it's like things they don't know if they actually exist. We could just be here saying Evie, maybe she's not there. It's like the Bermuda Triangle, or is it actually true? It's like the Loch Ness Monster. Does it actually exist? Evie, is she actually somebody? You see, they think we're lying because they never see you.
Yes,
somebody they might see but they might not hear is actually back today, as in she talks like this and is never in a hurry, never speaks louder than this, but you feel her. Mutalu, good morning, karibu sana. Making sure that you can see the little clips every now and then after we've had a conversation, so everybody's here. Joy B, good morning. I don't know where she's hiding. I don't know, somebody is waving at me. I don't understand. That's not Joy B.
That's Derek, I guess.
Derek, good morning. It's Collins. Derek is on this other side. It's Kolo. Good morning. Let's just greet everybody so that you can know. Kolo is over here with Radio Maisha. Derek is over here with Berur. Joy B is hiding somewhere, but it's okay. Just so that you can know that there are actual people who actually make sure that all of these things can come together. Sawa? Very good morning to everybody. Karibuni sana. Thank you for being here with us as we get into the conversations for today. I'm trying to breathe because today I have resolved to try as much as I can to not be hangry.
Okay. Hangry or angry?
Both.
Okay. So let's say hangry.
Because what?
Let's combine both, yeah.
Well, we're going to get into it either way, and some of the things that we're going to have discussions about. But before we even do that, to let you know what's going on where, let's talk to you about some of the conversations that we shall be having today. Coco. All right, we're going to start it off today, with our conversations that start at 7 o'clock. So what is that? That is a conversation... Again, Game Plan 2027 is going to be a recurring conversation right here in the Situation Room because it grabs our attention, whether we like it or not. And so today, we'll talk game plan, and I'll tell you what that is in just a minute. Just my gadgets, just behave itself. But before we go to Game Plan 2027, we will start off with Me, I don't know what EVE did here, or it's me who is just not operating today. All right. The Mwananchi budget is Joachim Simiyu is the Secretary General of the Safina Party. Can I just order my thoughts right? The Secretary General of the Safina Party is Joachim Simiyu. Sorry, Evie, it's not you. It's all me. It's not about you. It's me. The Mwananchi budget is what we're looking at today. The number of bunge, do you say bunges la Mwananchi? All of in the city.
Bunge ya wananchi.
Bunge and bunge is
za.
singular and plural, whatever the case may be.
Mabunge. I think it's
Mabunge za wananchi.
I think it's bunge is bunge.
Yeah, bunge is plural, bunge
So
is
ni
singular.
bunge za.
Bunge
so you
za.
just as. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Ama ni bunge ya wananchi. I don't know. Let's just use bunge.
Those ones.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there were so many around the country.
Yeah.
I just imagined that there was one body that sat in one place, but then I realized that different areas of
They have
different
different
cities
chapters,
have exactly. And I said, this is it. That's what citizen governance is about, where people have an opportunity to come and make their opinions heard, and that would be a great place to actually talk to folks about certain things. And I didn't realize that there were so many. So that's going on, I think it's a wonderful thing. And that anybody who wants to engage them should not do so for PR purposes, but should actually do it with, something meaningful. So the Mwananchi budget is what we're going to be looking at, and is actually what the people would want to see going into how the country spends its money. So Joachim joins us at 7:00 for that conversation. The former member of parliament for Nyeri Town is Gonjiri Wamboko. The ethnicity card, Game Plan 2027. Are we still talking about it? Yes, we are. Does it matter? Well, that's the conversation that we'll be having today. If it doesn't, why so much insistence or emphasis on it? And it plays a role here. So we'll talk about that with Gonjiri at 8:00. I'll round out our conversations today with Budget 2026-2027, EVs and the petroleum industry impact. Electric vehicles is what EVs are. Moses Derito is Vice President of EMAC, and Martin Chomba is the Chairman of the Petroleum Outlets Association of Kenya. Electronic vehicles have made their way back into the budget for this year, and in terms of finance bill and what exactly will happen with them. Is it something that people want to do rather than the government wants to introduce? Because it's been a conversation for the longest time. In fact, there was a part of the Thika Superhighway that had already been earmarked for the road that was going to take the part of the road that was going to take electronic vehicles. Has that changed?
Yep.
We'll talk about that today. But it forms a part of the conversation around the finance bill. So let's have that conversation today. Sawa sawa.
Exactly.
So we're talking budget from the Mwananchi point of view. We're talking Game Plan 2027 from an ethnicity point of view. And then we're going to talk Finance Bill 2026. And we're going to look at what EVs could actually do for the economy if they were introduced. Sawa sawa. That's what it looks like today. Karibuni sana. Yes, our live streams are up on YouTube, Facebook, and on X. And it's a very good morning to you, wherever you're tuned into the Situation Room around the country, the region, and the world, whether you're listening silently, getting where you need to go. Let's talk. It's necessary that we do. We will not hide our heads in the sand. Sawa sawa. Dennis
Kabisa.
Yes.
Yes.
With you. Oh, and a very good morning to our audience on KTN. Thank you for joining us on this channel. And so let's get into our conversations after Dennis takes us to the Gambia.
We are in the Gambia. Do you love birds?
Bugs.
Birds ndege.
Oh, yes, I
You
do.
love birds? Cool. So if you are a lover of birds...
Except for that stork. Did I have it? Sorry.
Okay.
So this is where I tell you the
Marable
story.
stork.
Yes. When I was young, when I was... How is it that I've been chased by so many animals? Anyway, when I was young, we went to the zoo.
Yep.
Okay, with my family, whatever. And there are these storks that were just, walking about. And in that moment, I can remember I was 3, 4. And the stork and I looked at each other. And in my head, I was thinking, I don't like the way this thing is looking at me.
And perhaps it was thinking the same.
Exactly.
I don't like the way this young
Child
girl is looking at me.
So instead of this thing to proceed to walk in the opposite direction and perhaps fly away, it started coming towards me. Who me, daughter of Engineer Oko?
Whomst are you?
Whomst am I to stand there and wait for this monstrosity of a bird to come and greet me? Nani, come and I ran in that zoo. I should have just put my hands up for my father to carry me.
Yeah.
But did I?
No.
So that is the only bird that I do not like.
I will still come back with another question. The zoo where?
In Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So, in the Gambia, you guys are neighbors, right?
We're in the same
We're in the same
area.
vicinity, right?
Yes.
So they have over 600 species of birds, and bird watching is one of the common things that happen in Gambia.
Oh, nice.
And it is also home to nature reserves and the sacred Kachikali crocodile pool. So the Kachikali crocodile pool is a sacred site located in the heart of Bakau, Gambia, and is managed by the Bojang family for centuries. So when you look at families that have existed over time and what it means to that country, the Bojang family stands out there. So if you want to know the history of the Bojang family and its importance in the country, you go to their Kachikali crocodile pool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sawa. But it's a proverb.
Sawa bus.
Now, the disobedient fowl obeys in a pot of soup.
Oh, yes, it does. See, now if we had cooked that stroke. Okay, never.
Be very obedient.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can be here fluffing about, fluffing your feathers everywhere, but there is somebody to whom you will heal.
Yes.
At some point, you will pay heed to someone. And now it would be great if it were still while you have an opportunity to do something about it, and not that somebody has to shackle you for you to listen.
Yeah.
At some point, all of us, there's a place where we will listen.
At the end of the day, someone humbles us.
Yes.
All.
Very true.
Regardless of the position you have, something or somebody humbles you.
True. Very true.
You want to interpret it whichever way? I'm seeing that happen.
Soon.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Very, very soon. Because you remember what I said yesterday? It will get to a point where the people who have been looking down on us will come to beg. Literally so. They will get on their knees. They will come to your house. They will take the mopper. They will mop your house. You guys will prepare food. You will sit there and have conversation, because then they will be humbled. True. By somebody.
Very true. The position of conceitedness and arrogance does not last forever.
It does not.
And at some point, the arrogant will be humbled.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
I'd love to see how folks will interpret that today. All right, so let's say a quick hello to you. And I can see that you're tuning into the room this morning. And you know, every time we say it as though it's kind of like a call of duty, but we actually don't take it for granted that you take the time to be part of these conversations with us. So once again, on this 28th of May, we take the opportunity to say thank you for making the Situation Room and being, part of these conversations with us every day when you do. So Karibuni Sana from where you're tuned in from, and even the silent listeners, we know that you're here. So just take this as a warm welcome to each and every one of you this morning. A very good morning to you. And this is coming in from Desmond Otis. How are you? Very well. Thank you for being here. Peter Kiari says, good morning from Mombasa. Jealous people don't necessarily want what you have. They just don't want you to have it. Isn't that the truth?
Yep.
Good morning to you. Hisa Daniel says, good morning, tuned in Spice. Chukunzira, where have you been?
Yeah.
Good morning, Nyinyi Watu wa TSR. Greetings from Qatar. A very good morning to you. It's good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Leo says, hello, Princess Ndu and Aseto. 2 narratives to watch for the next year. Will they take root, or citizenry are they the wiser? 42 verses 1. The KK regime has failed because it's sabotaged by the boogeyman, Uhuru and Rigiji. That's how you see it? Okay. Tune in from Mombasa is Robert Mbogo. And Robert Akoko says, good morning, Team Spice. Ndu and Dennis, listening all the way from Kendu Bay. Paradox. Righteous men who get what the wicked deserve, and wicked men who get what the righteous deserve. See, in life.
In life.
Samuel says, good morning, my besties. Good morning. How are you? Pace Timer says, good morning. So now we're ready to import the world's deadliest Ebola for some pieces of silver. This is why I said, let me just breathe first. They claim at the US trust our health system. There's the medicine in public hospitals. Mchezo ya omena. Hivi.
Cheso.
Hii ni mchezo ya omena. Because what? Okay, we'll talk about that in a while. Nash and Googie says, good morning, Princess Ndu and Dennis. Good morning to you. Why were we not consulted about this quarantine station?
Thank you. Public participation.
Thank you very much. When will these leaders put our interests first?
Never.
Before they agreed. Because I'm sure they will be getting kickbacks. Proper now.
Yeah.
Judas did not betray Jesus because somebody was bored. No, there was something.
Yeah.
Wanda says, good morning, Nduaseto, and from Toronto. Good morning to you. This Ebola outbreak is starting to worry me. I hear the US wants to send cases for treatment in Kenya, who doesn't even have it yet. What do you think? I'll tell you what I think in a minute.
Me too.
But wacha tusalimie watu kwanza, because tusiposalimia watu na tuanze kuongea hii mambo atutamaliza. Okay. Bwangi Juma says, good morning, SpiceFM. How are you all this morning? The blessed Thursday is the day that God has given us. Let's enjoy. UDA had to ball. Hand to ball is no longer news. David Mangera says, good morning. Glad to be here once again. Spice FM. Top stops. Kabisa. Good morning to you. Kerry Jaguna says, good morning, Team Spice. And good morning, guys. Erica Ward, good morning to you. And Atieno Jermaine Jackson, good morning. Loud and clear from Nyahera, County 042. Nigani here? Nyahera is
Kisumu, I think.
Kisumu is actually County 042.
Yeah.
Sindo?
Yeah.
Izakali says, good morning, people. Just occurred to me that the brain is an amazing organ. It starts growing in the mother's womb and stops when elected to parliament.
Why are you separate individuals in parliament?
Isa, good morning.
Good morning,
Isa. Dr. Venvik says, good morning. Tuning from Churia, Mombasa. Newton is in Nyakach this morning and says, good morning to you. Kimiak says, I cry for our children. Where is CS Gender? PS Children's Services. Are there child trafficking or organ trafficking syndicates that have made Kenya their playing field? No good will come out of the KK
Who
concert.
is CS Gender? Thank you. Let's
Malo?
Let's
What
move.
is it? Okay, yeah.
Let's move.
This is not just a Kenya problem.
No.
That I am crying for my country today as well. Because 46 children were kidnapped from a school, and I'm going to say it because, my God, were kidnapped from a school and one of their teachers beheaded in Obomashaw in Oyo State. Until tomorrow. Yesterday was Children's Day, celebrated in Nigeria. And the president and his wife and people everywhere shouting Happy Children's Day. Excuse me. Where are these children who've been tortured, who are sleeping outside if they're sleeping? Where are they? We can call it out in Kenya. We can call it out in Nigeria. This cannot be. What about security? And then you're telling us Tinubu 2027. No, man. Find our children today. Come on.
Yeah.
I weep. If you see the pictures, because they torture these children and then send the pictures and telling people we have them. But then you don't do anything about it. Then you stand up from Aso Rock and tell us Happy Children's Day.
In a country where we invest most on security and intelligence, you don't know where our children are. They've taken photos to show you
of these children that they have beaten.
Yes.
And they have sent it and they have put it out there. They have sent you pictures of of a teacher who has been beheaded.
Yeah.
They have sent you the intelligence. And then you wake up on 27th May and be shouting everywhere from Aso Rock to around the country and be telling us Happy Children's Day. See, it's because God is my father. It's not I want to talk about.
Do you know we live in a time where once you have a picture and you put it somewhere in Google, you can reverse engineer that to tell you the location exactly where that photo was taken?
Is it not Nigeria that wants to shout everywhere and say that we have troops all over West Africa?
Oh, yeah. We are the big boys in West Africa.
Look, that's why I said when I started in the morning, I said I'm breathing because if I start and I'm supposed to be greeting people this morning.
Greet people.
I'm mad. But Kimiak, I think you should add a line because even Tinubu's government should be added there.
Yeah.
Mashari and Jerry says, good morning. Team Spice, Indu and Dennis watching from Portland in Oregon with love. Which state lodge are we holding Madaraka Day? So Madaraka Day this year is going to be celebrated in Wajir.
Yeah.
Okay, so that happens on Monday. Luhimbo says, good morning, wonderful people from Dar as usual. Looking forward to today's talks. God bless you, Ndu and Co. Good morning to you and amen. God bless you too. Kume Pambazuka to mean the sun has risen. Yes. Good morning to you, Beverly. Good morning, Mrs. Ndu. Ooh-wee. Let's go with, sawa. And Mr. Dennis from the land of the lake, Kisumu. Good morning to you. Dr. Velvik says Bungela Wananchi. Yeah. So it's the Bungela for everybody, the many of them. Okay. Simona says, good morning, Team Spice. What in the politics are they distracting us from when they agreed to have an Ebola quarantine facility in our country? Please shout. Shouter. Because we have to even make up words today. It would appear. Good morning, says Sarah Abat. Good morning to you, my prince. Good morning. America want their citizens infected with Ebola virus to be brought to Kenya. What do you think? Remember, Ebola has no cure or vaccine. Or this strain doesn't, at least. Rascador says, good morning, Team Spice. Kindly asking every campaign I hear issuance of title deed at the coast. Kwani, how big is this land, or is it just a hoax? That's a good question. Mutuflani, good morning to the princess, the gentleman, and the squad. Ndu, yes. Joachim is coming and you left your contacts at home. His eyes will get a pass today. Yes, they will. No, I didn't leave them at home. They're in my bag. But laziness took the better of me this morning. Tomorrow is a day. Liumi says, bonjour mes amis, quarantine center in Kenya. How? All of a sudden, you say the US has remembered Kenya in this way. Yes. They have. And it doesn't look very exciting, but it looks like this one is a go-ahead. And we had the CS, the PS, the US coming out and saying how this is a good thing. Kai, lobotomies happen while people are awake, it would appear.
Yeah.
And Izakali Munasalmiana Uko. Yep. Gabby Ella says, good morning, Team Spice. So my question is, Kitambo, there used to be 2 Dennises. So moja alienda wapi? My dear, hata sisi tunauliza yo swali, but we have to do what? We have to move. Regardless. Auma Oyamo says, good morning. Laban is also here. Matthew tuned in this morning. A good morning, family tuned in from Mombasa. Tumaini says, good morning. Margaret Gavoni is also tuned in. Chukunzira, it's about your shift. That's why. Well, we're glad that you're on a different shift now so that you can tune in. That's great. Samuel is also here telling us what he thinks the proverb means. And Joe says, good morning, Team Spice. I was both vexed and terrified when I listened to Marco Rubio. Let me tell you, I don't even think you should be vexed and terrified with them. I'll tell you why in a minute. Yeah. Zachary says, good morning, Team Spice. Kudos for the great job you're doing for us. Thank you very much. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If we did, please.
There is somebody that we need to petition. Don Sabo, where are you?
Yeah, Don Sabo, what's going on? Are you in Malawi? Or are you in Nairobi? Talk to us regardless. Sawa. So that is where we are. Evie, we're not going to take a break, so we just move? Okay, let's move either way. So good morning to everybody. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Like I said, if we missed anyone, not intentional, just so that we can have some time to look at some of these things. But karibuni sana, and thank you for being here with us. Let's look into the headlines this morning. On the front page of Kenya's bold newspaper, The Standard, Ebola unit uproar. Fear, anger, and shock greeted the news that the US plans to send Ebola-exposed Americans to a quarantine and treatment facility on Kenyan soil in what seems like the government's willingness to turn the country into an offshore Ebola quarantine station. The controversial plan has ignited public outrage, with medics warning that the country risks importing one of the world's deadliest viruses into the fragile health system already struggling with basic care. While the government insists the arrangement is lawful and necessary for global health security, it is a dangerous geopolitical experiment turning Kenyans into guinea pigs. U.S. Secretary of State, Mr. Rubio, what did he say yesterday? And he was very clear.
Yeah.
This is about U.S. interest. It is not in their interest and or policy to do anything that is going to bring any kind of danger to the American people. Can you see where they start from?
Yep.
That is their point. That is their center point. Number one, anything that will pose a risk to the people of the United States of America is number one on their policy agenda. What is yours? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is yours 30 pieces of silver? The man was categorical, very clear. It's not about, something wanting world health. No. The American people secured first. And in order for that to happen, whoever is going to be an off-taker of these people who are infected, whether they are Americans or not, that is not their problem.
Yep.
The number one thing is that their policy is to secure the livelihoods of America. Nza. You, who is taking them, what's your policy? That's my question. I just want to understand. The health minister for Uganda was asked yesterday on the Beeb, and a friend, Wahiga, asked her, you guys, she said, yes, also them, they had been approached, but they're a little bit busy at the moment, so they were not able to really deal with that situation. But, if they need, they can bring their people, no problem. Yeah?
My question is simple. The place where Ebola virus has been found and where we see many, in almost 100, right? Almost 100 people dead.
Yep.
Is the place where the U.S. expertise is needed. Is where these quarantine facilities should be set up. Why? Because you are at the epicenter where the problem is at. So export that expertise and treat these people where they are. Because I want to know how that conversation started to a point where Kenya said, we are considering doing this. What kind of conversation was held between the two presidents? Because remember, we are also coming back from a point where Kenya and the US got into a deal on matters to do with healthcare.
In the first place, in terms of moving data.
Moving data,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So I want to know, was this conversation open for proposals, for objection, or was it a direction? Because they have something. They have an upper hand.
Just breathe.
Because they have an upper hand. Because you say no, and the deal we have perhaps could be scrapped.
It doesn't matter, and this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That when will we as African nations get to the point whereby you are also able to take the same stance that Marco Rubio took when he had that presser yesterday, and is able to say that it doesn't matter who you are. Our interest and our policy is to secure Americans first.
America first.
So you people can be speaking whichever language you want to speak. You can say whatever you want to say, but anything they do is surrounded by that. It surrounds that policy. Number one. When will you get to the point where you're also able to stand up and say, excuse me, this does not rhyme with our policy, and to say that we call the shots because we call our policy. This is the thing. How much money is enough for the United States to give you to agree to take on people with one of the world's most deadliest viruses, whether it is a quarantine facility in the middle of the Bundus? I don't care.
As long as...
How much money did they give, or are they giving? Because that's what it is. Because there's no other explanation as to why you should agree to do something like this.
That something exchange hands. Money exchanged hands. And you see, as we talk about that, Canada, as we speak today, has suspended immigration clearance for individuals who want to travel there. Why? Because Ebola has hit Uganda. Now, you want to export that to your country, where you'll be confirming to the world that Kenya has Ebola cases within its jurisdiction. In a country where we're struggling with our own healthcare, and here we want to say that everybody else can make decisions for us. We do not have the kahunas to stand and say, we and our position is Kenya first.
These people know that this thing could wipe out populations.
They know.
They know that.
They know.
But then they come and say, okay, so for some dollars, how about we give you these people and you can take care of them. If they die, they die. If they're taken care of, fantastic. But we know that we can't have them here because I don't understand. This math, is it just to me that it's not mathing? This is just the front page of the Standard.
It's so nonsensical when you hear someone says that while the government insists the arrangement is lawful and necessary for global health security, it is. I'm like, global health security. How about your national health security? Yours.
Yes, exactly.
What about your very own? In a country where cholera breaks in Nairobi,
and everybody is
running around because, hey, we have measles, rubella every other time we have vaccines going around, and that alone, even vaccinating newborns, is a problem. You want to import Ebola into your country because you've gotten into a conversation with the United States.
My question is, what is the relationship? Look at it here. Look beyond the angst and the frustration and the irritation and the absolute chagrin around this whole thing. What has been agreed on the tables where there is no one, that America, the United States of America, will then have the temerity to come and say, Kenya, set it up there? What has happened in the back-end conversation rooms prior to this, that they can now stand up and say, hey, Kenya, we need a favor, guys. How about you take these folks? Because of what has been agreed prior to that. What is the infrastructure of the relationship that then means, because it's Ebola today, tomorrow you go and hear if there's something else, Kenya should come and take it. You have to ask the makeup of the conversation or the relationship that has been previously agreed on, that anything now that can fly through the door. If you were a fly on the wall during that conversation, then perhaps you know a little bit better. But this, it stinks to high heaven.
You know, it is not the first time that we're having Ebola virus hitting the world. In 2014, there is an American who contracted Ebola, and President Obama at the time ensured that individual was chartered a plane way back to the United States and was treated in the United States. If at all the policy is America first, your citizens come first, treat them at your own expense.
Come on.
If you want to treat them at the epicenter, that's on you. If you want to treat them back home, that's on you. But please, at this point, we have to protect ourselves. We must protect our borders, and we must protect our people, and say no to this.
If this doesn't make you mad, I don't understand what will. In fact, if the way in which this is dealt with is very important as to how the foreign policy of Kenya works, number one.
True.
And actually what your government thinks about you and the securing of your livelihoods. Wallahi.
Don't even start talking about sovereignty.
It doesn't go beyond that.
Don't even start talking about sovereignty. Because sovereignty belongs to the people. What are the people of Kenya today saying about the decisions being made by the government?
I even asked myself, are these Kenyan Americans? Are these people who are Kenyans, residents in the United States?
No.
Because it doesn't make sense to me. The headlines on page 2 and 3 are around the story as well. U.S. plan for Ebola isolation facility in Kenya divides health workers, because there's some health workers who are saying this is a mistake of epic proportions. You can't do this where we already have a compromised health system in the country. When you're still dealing with things like malaria and other things, then you want to now, and you're not even able to handle that. But then somebody also said, well, what do you expect? You take their aid, in comes the trade. And this is the trade that we're talking about, unfortunately. Kenya, the guinea pig, is the question. Trump offer and other deals that evoke queries. Concerns that quarantine facilities for U.S. citizens would expose Kenyans to the disease. Several of Ruto's cooperation agreements with foreign countries deemed self-defeating. It's what we're looking at here. Residents worried as thousands cross borders unscreened. Could that be the reason why Trump and the boys said, you know what, send them to Kenya, no big deal anyway? Looking at some other stories making the headlines today, because we're definitely going to come back to that one. Forced IEBC budget cut spark fears of states bid to suppress democracy. So, well, if he who pays the piper calls the tune and he who holds the purse holds the power, if IEBC's budget is going to be cut, then it's very possible that somebody will hold somebody by the short and curlies and say, you're going to have to do what I say.
You know what? IEBC needs to do the most amazing thing. Get rid of the most expensive aspect of it all, the National Tallying Center, and you have money to spend.
You do. You have a little bit more money, don't you?
Exactly.
IEBC just needs to follow the law.
True.
Period. Guess what? If you follow the law, I promise you, all of these things that you're worried about, they will fall into place.
They will fall into place.
Follow the law. Unity calls dominate at the celebrations, and I thought that was a lovely thing to see, where folks are saying, you know what, we need to come together. The prayer breakfast happens this morning, and I know that crew's already on the way there. Hypocrisy at prayer breakfast as politicians spare insults for rivals, as in, I'm going to insult you to within an inch of your life, but then guess what, let us pray.
Let us pray.
Yeah.
Let us bow down, close our eyes. I can't close my eyes, man. You can stab me at the back.
There are a lot of other stories making it here, but unfortunately, our correspondent in Nakuru, Kipsang Joseph, is telling us 10 students have been killed in a 2 a.m. dormitory fire at the Utumishi Girls High School in Gilgil. Search and rescue efforts are ongoing. This is according to the Rift Valley Regional Police Commander Samuel Ndanyi. Mm-hmm. He's confirmed this. And yet another school gone up in flames. In this case, 10 children are dead.
10.
Yes, 10 children have been killed. I know that they say that this is happening right around the time that mocks are going on and that we're going to exams, but there's unrest in schools. It started in the eastern belt, and it's slowly making its way, and it's already going west.
Yeah.
If this is not handled properly, we're going to have more going up in smoke. Yes. Am I the one who's the harbinger of doom this morning? Yes, because maybe it's about time we say it. Damn it. If we don't handle things, we get in trouble.
True.
If we don't handle things, children die. If we don't handle things, schools are burnt. If we don't handle things, people lose their livelihoods. If we don't handle things, education goes down the crapper. We have an issue with health. We have an issue with foreign policy. If we don't handle things, people with Ebola come into the country and you're not able to screen. Do I sound a little bit angry this morning? Angry. Because we don't want to handle matters. You don't want to handle it and you think that it's going to go away. It will not go away.
True.
If you don't handle it. Handle it. Come on.
How are we starting to explain that to parents that their children died in a dormitory fire? Page 8 as well speaks of Uhuru faces Ruto in court over 16 billion shillings Jubilee funding arrears. So yeah, there's that as well. Political parties, funds as well, and monies that need to be there. But let's go to Kenya to adopt Brazilian sugar to fuel model.
Okay.
So Kenya is shifting its focus beyond table sugar to ethanol production as a new strategy to revive the sugar industry, lower fuel cost, and create thousands of rural jobs. One asks the question, how many fuel processing companies do we have running in the country for us to say, beyond just sugar, we're looking at crushing for fuel? Tuangalie Daily Nation.
Tafadhali anga, because
You think it's even better here?
Aye.
It starts with Trump's secret Ebola deal with Kenya. Now, Kenya has struck a deal with the United States to host a quarantine facility for Americans at risk of or infected with the deadly Ebola virus following an outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. Now, the government was not forthcoming with details on the agreement and responded to the nation's specific questions with a vague statement. Tough questions asked, what is there behind the deal? The government responds with a statement without responding to the question that is asked. You know? Now, we have Gen Z demo fallout. Why Uhuru upset Ruto? Now, a day after the ruling United Democratic Alliance publicly disclosed former President Kenyatta rejected a cooperation deal initiated by President Ruto in the aftermath of the 2024 Gen Z protest, State House officials narrated how he has frustrated efforts by Dr. Ruto to end the bad blood between them. But Mr. Kenyatta's ally said he is not interested in personal ties so long as Kenyans' grievances are addressed.
Okay.
You don't need to be my friend. You are the president. Handle your business. Your people need to be happy. You know, usinipigie simu. I don't even want to be in your WhatsApp group. Just handle business. Real-time resistance inside online tracker for public debt. Now, there's a lady, 25-year-old Ellen Kawila, who has crafted a digital tool where called the Kenya's Debt Clock to help with instantaneous monitoring of public funds, including the growing debt that has crossed 12 trillion. So it's public. You're in there, the tech alone today, it is added on that platform so we're able to follow where we are as a country. One asked the question, I remember the time during Finance Bill last year when Njeri was arrested for coming up with a similar thing.
Yes.
Are we going to allow that information to be public? Because remember, we know the debt is 12 trillion, but we do not know the details and the deals signed on those loans that we took. So perhaps we see that platform being opened. Now, ruling a win for out of wedlock children. Okay. So, The case in Kajiado reflects a reality in increasingly confronting courts. Modern families are far more complex than the traditional structure. So succession disputes should aim at achieving fairness and equity instead of mechanical equality or domination by one party. Ni hayo tu kwa sasa, because as we continue mambo ni mengi na naona tukizidi kukasirika, because on page 4 it is that deal with US as well. When you go to page 5, page 6, if I could only turn the paper, today I am you. So there's that story on Uhuru rejected Ruto truce offers. Peace unity calls dominate Eid al-Adha feat as well. And maize imports hurt farmers, cut unga price. Government opened the market for importation of the produce from COMESA countries. Current price of a 90-kilogram bag of maize down from 4,600 in some areas. It's going for 3,800. We talk about protectionist policies, right? So we have farmers in the country who do the amazing work of growing maize. But what happens when you open the gates to import? How are you empowering your farmers, or how are you hurting them?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because farmers have gone in, they've produced, but when they come to sell, they are at a loss. Why? Because you allowed importation of maize. Then you want to tell me that we are thinking of how we will crush sugar and come up with ethanol.
Yeah.
Yet we're importing the same sugar from Brazil and packaged as local sugar. We are jokers.
You know, sugar is actually a waste product.
Yeah.
It's waste. It's just somebody decided that you can actually eat it.
Yeah.
It's actually waste. It is the most, from the process,
Yeah.
sugar is actually the most useless
Yes.
product from the whole thing. But we put all our attention on sugar, and not the other stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting.
Because it generates energy from crushing. Even the ethanol is from crushing. So what happens when all your facilities, you talk about the Mumias sugar, Nzoia sugar, Sony sugar, everything is at its knees. So how exactly are you getting the most important product from that sector? You don't.
You have to.
Yeah, Tonga Lester.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to take a moment to say that these 10 girls who were killed at Utumishi this morning, I mean, the horror that parents are going to wake up to this morning because of something that could have been avoided. You see, that's the most painful part here.
Yep.
That it could have been avoided. Then we have to do better. You guys, we have to do better. Even like this Ebola thing, I am sure that even the people who chant and want to support government, and those who don't, everybody, those who support, those who don't support, those who shout 1, 3, 75 times, all of them don't agree with this thing.
True.
You cannot tell me, even if you put out a statement in your heart, in the inner sanctum where you sit and have conversations between you and your God, some things are not right and you cannot open your mouth and deal with them. What kind of bondage are we in? Look at it this morning. 10 children are dead because of something that you talked about earlier. May God forgive us. That you want to put Kenyans at risk even with this Ebola thing. May God forgive us if anything happens in this country that could have been avoided.
True.
My God, we have to do better. We can't continue like this. It doesn't matter where you are. And I'm shouting about Kenya. I'm shouting about Nigeria. I'm shouting about things that we can avoid. But we just decide it's going to go away. It won't go away.
It won't go away. It will never go away. Because ask yourself, of all the countries, why Kenya? Leave alone, of all the countries, why not your own? Why not your own? Let's talk about the fire at school. What was the problem before this? What were the students saying?
Did they say something and nobody listened?
And nobody listened. Do we have teachers who understand when students are speaking? Because people will always speak. This information is always out there.
We can't run away from the fact also that in some cases, teachers speak to students and tell them, amufanyi kitu, because they have an issue that they're living out vicariously through these children.
True.
It is not It is not a foreign thing. It happens often.
Yeah.
So now, things that we can sort out, we choose not to sort them out until the doo-doo hits the fan, and then now we're all asking ourselves, why is everywhere dirty? Come on.
I'm going to be honest, and this might be controversial. Perhaps it's about time we started having discussion about boarding schools.
Yeah.
Perhaps, because personally, I went through a boarding school, but I would never take my child to a boarding school.
Hey, Jermaine Bada.
Because I know what happened there. I know exactly what happened there. There's no way I'm taking my school to a boarding school. Not to say that my school was bad, no. But I'm just not doing that. With all these conversations that we have prefects out there who are in touch with students every day. What's their role in communicating with the leadership of the school and the school to act on intelligence and information that they get? Because most of the time you find that leadership in schools, you're there to be seen, not to be heard.
Like the prefects and the whatever, it's just for you to...
It's just for you to...
It's a title.
It's just for you to disseminate information that comes...
If it comes.
From the leadership. But
you.
You never take that information back because... Who are you?
You guys,
but it's sad.
I'm telling you.
It is sad.
On the front page of the Star, really quickly, Oburu plots a reunion with Sifuna and drops Linda faction. Okay, that should be fun. He's opted to rally members under one ODM banner. Sour. Panic as US plans to hold Ebola victims in Nairobi. You can actually pull the plug on this thing.
Yeah.
What birthright has Kenya sold? I think that's the question that I was looking for. State to get 42 billion shillings from Diageo's sale of EABL stake. That is still continuing, and that's on the front page of the Business Daily. This is what's making the news today. And I'm going to go with Senator Kajwang's words that if you are not, people are not angry enough because if you were, you would not be silent about some of the things.
Nope.
I don't care if you're a pundit. I don't care if you're a propagandist. I don't care if you're paid. But there are some things that then border on right and wrong. There are things that border on sensibility and logic. And these things that we are seeing this morning, those are some of them. It's time for people to think. And as people gather to pray this morning, my question is, what if people actually prayed? If people actually prayed, you would get some results.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.